So, dear students, good morning and welcome to the VLSI System Design Theory course. We are discussing about uh, uh, basically propagation delay, rise time, fall time, calculation of the CMOS inverter. And if CMOS inverter is related, CMOS inverter related propagation delay or rise time, fall time method we know, then for any other CMOS circuit we can also calculate. So this will just set a standard for calculating the delay for other circuits also, CMOS related circuits. So again, let us recall that propagation delay definitions we have already covered already, and from there we can start. Let me take a laser pointer also. So propagation delay, we know that propagation delay when output is switching from high to low, and also propagation delay when output is switching from low to high, both are calculated, then taken average, taken as average TPHL plus TPLH by 2. Similarly, rise time is calculated when output is rise time is calculated, output is going from low to high. So from 10% point to 90% point, what is the time difference? And also fall time when it is coming from high to low. So from the 90% point to 10% point, what is time taken by the output pulse to come down from 90% to 10%? So what is the time difference that is used? As here we know that generally this is the CMOS inverter circuit. This is PMOS red color and NMOS, and incorporating all the capacitances we have previously discussed that all related interconnect capacitance, whatever capacitance inside the is NMOS PMOS related at drain side output which the capacitances which are connected to output node, uh, internal capacitance and interconnect capacitance, and the capacitance of the next stage, gate capacitance of the next transistor, which is the next stage. Everything is taken into account, and this is just a single capacitor, load capacitor we are assuming, that is C load, which is including all type of capacitances. So with this we can understand that this is ID of the PMOS, this is ID of NMOS. If you have to find out the ID of this load, then basically ID of this capacitor, so it is IC, IDP minus IDN. And suppose this is the situation that input is switching from low to high, it is now high, then output will switch from high to low. In that case, this capacitor will discharge, this PMOS will be off, and only NMOS will be on, and this capacitor will start discharging through this NMOS. So that will during that time we can calculate the PTPHL, means propagation delay during high to low transition. Also, if we consider that it is input pulse is coming from high to low, in that case output will come from low to high, and in that case this input is high to coming from high to low, means it is becoming low, and output will basically become it will start transition from low to high. So output will start transition from low to high. In that case, this NMOS will be off and PMOS will be on. So during that, in that case, we can calculate TPLH, means propagation delay from low to high. When pulse is going from low to high, output pulse is going from low to high. So this is the basic concept by which we can calculate two methods, means by different methods. Average current model, where we can calculate TPHL when this NMOS is on and PMOS is off and capacitor is discharging. During that time, where we can use C load into delta VH, change of voltage. So change of voltage is happening from VDD to VDD by 2, means means output voltage is VOH or VDD, and then it is coming to 50% point. So this is why 50% VOH minus V 50%, and change of voltage is this much, and I average high to low. When it is transitioning from high to low, then what is the I average? So I average can be calculated by taking means calculating current when output was initially VOH. At that time, what is the current? And when it is reaching, and when output was VOH, what is the current, and when output is coming to V50%, means half of the VDD, then what is the current? We add both together and divide by 2, then that will be the I average. I average will be calculated in such a way that we will calculate current when output was VOH. Also, we will calculate current when output is equal to VOH it is V50% basically. Output is reaching at V50%. Maximum 50% of maximum means VDD by 2. So in that case also we should calculate the current and then add together and then divide by 2. That will give you I average. So average current model also we can use, or this one differential method we can use. Then current of the capacitor is C load dV out by dt. So from that if dt is taken right side and other IC is taken this way. So integral dt C load dV out by dV out by IC, and this IC is just if it is a high to low transition, then this IDP is 0. So IDP is 0, then IC is equal to minus IDN. From this relation we can understand. So we can put it here, and when it is transitioning from high to low, it has two parts. It is transitioning from output is initially VOH, but after some time it will become VOH minus VT, and below VOH minus VT this transistor NMOS will become in linear region, and up to from VOH up to VOH minus VT it was in saturation region, and VOH minus VT when output is becoming VOH minus VT, that is the border when transistor is switching from means changing state from high from saturation to linear. So that we can break in two parts. This calculation for TPHL can be broken in two parts, and integral can be done in two parts. Initially from voltage limit is from VOH up to VOH minus VTH. Then second limit is VOH minus VT. Second limit is VOH minus VTH. Then up to V50%, V50% or VOH 50% of VOH, or we can say VOH by 2 or VDD by 2. So that method we have already discussed last time, and again we will discuss repeat we will repeat it. Next another method also we can use RC means because it is capacitor is charging. When it is coming from high to low, then it is discharging, and when it is going from low to high, then this capacitor is charging. So only RC model we can use. RC delay model, where this is basically we can consider this capacitor as load, all the load, internal capacitance and external all considered as C load, and this when this NMOS is on, then it is acting as a closed switch, and its resistance on resistance will be there. So it can be treated as a resistor. NMOS can be treated as a resistor, and its resistance on resistance of NMOS can be RN can be taken into account. So RNC with the help of C load into R we can calculate. This is just approximate value, but we will see in detail how it can be in such a way. So let us move forward. Suppose differential method first we have used and we have derived. So as here we can in short we can see all together TPHL is coming C load 1 upon Kn VDD minus VT0n 2 VT0n by VDD minus VT0n ln 2 VDD minus VT0n by divided by VDD by 2 minus 1. So this C load, then another term which is basically proportional to on resistance of NMOS. So as here we are considering we are calculating the means input pulse. We are calculating the delay when output is switching from high to low. Here from high to low, initially it was output was at VOH equal to VDD. After some time it is reaching from here to here, this point. At this point VDD minus VT0 and we are assuming. So during this transition from here to here, it was in the saturation region. As the output goes below VDD minus VTN, then in this region transistor becomes in NMOS transistor becomes in linear region. So these are two regions, and from this point VDD minus VTN output is in this transition limit is voltage limit is VDD minus VTN, and final limit is it is V50%, 50% of this maximum. So Here integral in integral we can substitute linear current equation. Here we can substitute the saturation current equation. This is the main methodology that is used, and as here it is here, yeah, here it is already there. So this is broken into parts. Initially integrated from VDD to VDD minus VT01, and one IC, 1 upon IC we have to substitute. IC is basically negative of IDN and dV out, and similarly from means when transition is happening from here to here, our output voltage is changing from VDD to VDD minus VT01. So this is first integral, and second integral basically in saturation region T0 to T1. Here T0 to T1 it is in the saturation region, and T1 to T50% it is in linear region. This is explained here. So second part of integral is again limit is voltage limit is VDD minus VT01, and final limit is VDD by 2. Again here IDN, but this IDN will be linear current, means linear from the transistor model we know that if it is in linear region, what is the equation? So IDN will be replaced by linear current equation, linear region current equation, and this IDN will be replaced by saturation region current equation, then integrate it, and then finally this one is giving this term 2C load VT01 by Kn VDD minus VT01 whole square. Second term is giving C load by Kn VDD minus VT01 ln 2 VDD minus VT01 minus VDD by 2 divided by VDD by 2. So integral and everything you can do algebra, all the parts, that is also explained in the slides last time, and again we can quickly see. So main result is this one. By differential method, TPHL is now complete result is C load 1 upon Kn VDD minus VT01 into 2 VT01 divided by VDD minus VT01 ln 2 VDD minus VT01 divided by VDD by 2, then minus 1. So this circle portion is basically just it is country means just it is proportional to on resistance of the transistor, we can say. So it is also similar to RC model, C into R. So basically all the dimensions of the delay or time dimension will be dimension of capacitance, then dimension of resistance. So this term is second term is with having dimension of resistance, something proportional to R. So let us now see one example. Like here problem is given that consider a CMOS inverter with C load equal to 1 picofarad and VDD equal to 5 volt. Then NMOS transistor has VT01 equal to 1 volt, and Kn is given, Kn equal to mu1 Cux. So it is 625 microampere per volt square. So here it is telling that assume that input Vin is an ideal step pulse instead of non-ideal pulse. It is assumed that it is ideal pulse, means it is switching from low to high in very short time. So we can ignore the rise time fall time of the input pulse. Input pulse has no zero rise time fall time. Ideal pulse is having zero rise time fall time. So it will switch from low to high without taking any time immediately. So assume Vin is an ideal step pulse with instant rise fall times. Calculate the delay time necessary for the inverter output to fall from its initial value of 5 volt to VDD by 2, means 2.5 volt. So this is the problem related to this equation TPHL. So this we can apply here. We can see here TPHL is equal to C load, means equation now we can reproduce. C load 1 upon Kn VDD minus VT01 2 VT01 divided by VDD minus VT01 ln 2 VDD minus VT01 divided by VDD by 2 minus 1. So we can use load is given, C load is 1 picofarad, 1 into 10 power minus 12. Also Kn is already given. So means Kn is completely mu1 Cux W by L, whole term is already given. So mu1 Cux W by L, that is Kn is given 625 microampere per volt square. So it is given. Then VDD minus VT01, VDD is 5 volt, VT01 is given 1 volt. Then again 2 VT01 means here 2 VT01 means 2 into 1, Again VDD minus VT0 n means 5 volt minus 1 volt. Then plus ln 2 VDD minus VT0 n 5 minus 1 divided by VDD by 2 means 2.5 minus 1. So all the parameters are given here, and in this formula you can use, and finally you can calculate delay at the falling edge, means when output is falling from high to low. So delay when output is falling from high to low, TPHL equal to 0.52 nanosecond. This is coming. Also, this example can be also this calculation can be done also by very means approximate model. So this is coming by this big formula, but approximation can be done that TPHL also means we have derived this equation. We have derived this equation by assuming here the transistor is from 0 to T0 to T1 it is in saturation, and then from T1 to T50 it is in linear. But by crude approximation we can assume that from here to here all the region we can consider as a saturation region. So approximation can be done. It is possible to take an approximation that we assume that this saturation current in this integral also, if we consider the same approximation, then this TPHL can be written as C load VDD by integrating you will get C load VDD by Kn VDD minus VT0 n whole square, which is proportional to Rn C load. So basically this term Kn VDD by VT0 and divided by C load you can separate out the remaining term, that is proportional to basically Rn. So this is a very simple formula that that can be obtained if we approximate that in the other region also we consider the saturation only. Approximate by assuming in saturation, transistor is always in saturation. If you, this approximation is taken, then this formula is simplified, and then we can also calculate this with this simplified version. Then we are getting the delay 0.5 nanosecond. Previously we got 0.52 nanosecond. So it is approximately the same. This approximation is also working for hand calculation, very easy calculation we can do by this approximate formula, and it is variation is only less than 3%. So from big formula which you have derived accurate formula to the approximate formula, there is only 3% variation, 3% differences. So difference between the two results are only less than 3%. So this is also idea that sometimes we can use. Also this approximate there is some average current model that we can see here. TPHL C load VDD to VDD by 2 it is going. So C load into VDD minus VDD by 2 divided by I average. When I average can be calculated, that I average is calculated at 2 points, means sum of the two currents, sum of the current when it the output was at VOH, then when our output is at V50%. So current at VOH and current at V50% added together divided by 2, this will give you I average. Similarly, TPLH can be calculated C load, then VSS is basically VOL, we can say. So difference between VOL and VDD by 2, and then I average. Here I will be calculated at 2 points, and in this case P mass will be current of P mass will be taken. In TPHL, current of N mass will be taken because N mass is only on. During the transition of low to high, the P mass transistor will be on. So current calculation I average will be taken for P mass when P mass is at VOL, and when P mass is at VDD by means output is at VOL, and when output is at VDD by 2. So at the in the two cases, what is the current of P mass added together divided by 2? That will give you average. So this is the approximate method, which we can see here more details. Approximate method I have taken here. Like here, I average, I'm talking I average when high to low transition is happening, then it can be calculated half of the current of the capacitor, which is current of the N mass basically in the case of discharging. So I see V in equal to VOH and V out equal to VOH. Means at the beginning when discharging starts, at the beginning what is the current? When capacitor discharges up to 50%, then what is the current? So I see at the V in equal to VOH, but V out equal to V 50%. So these two currents take added together, then divided by 2. This is the average. Then in TPHL, CL delta VHL by I average, and TPLS CL delta V LH I LH average. Here I HL average. IHL average is different here, and delta VH is basically VOH minus V 50%, and here delta VLH is V 50% minus VOL. So this is the situation, and I average HL is this, and I average LH. It is half of the I when input was VOL, and output is equal to VOL. Initially, in the beginning, input and output both are VOL, but when 50% output is reaching at 50%, input VOL we are considering, and V out V 50%. So this way we can calculate the I average. Then we can substitute in this formula. So this formula, if we are using, then we can solve this problem which I am talking here. So this is the problem by average method. By average method, we have to calculate the delay or rise means fall time, rise time, whatever. If you have to calculate fall time or rise time, then suppose fall time you have to calculate C load into delta V 90% to 10%. We have to calculate change of voltage, output voltage from 90% to 10%. Then average of the current at 90% and 10% we have to take. So this is also possible to calculate. And if you have to calculate means delay TPHL, then in that case this delta V will be taken from VOH up to V 50%. And current average will be taken when VOH was output was VOH initially. At that time, what is the current? And when output is 50%, then what is the current? Added together divided by 2. So in this way, this is the method, and we will apply in this problem. So this one done. Let us second one. This is a problem related to rise time and fall time calculation by average method, average current method. So it is given that the load is given 1 picofarad, VDD is given 5 volt, and MOS transistor has VT0 and 1 volt, and Kn dash is given. Kn dash, instead of Kn it is Kn dash is given. So Kn will be Kn dash into W by L. So 20 microampere per volt square, and W by L is given 10. So use average current method to calculate the fall time. Assume that VOH equal to VDD and VOL equal to 0. So this is the assumption. So this is the formula which we can use average current method. This basically fall time is equal to load, C load, change of voltage, how much change of voltage from 90% to 10%. During this, what is the average of the current? So I average can be as I when voltage is 90%, output voltage is 90%, plus I when voltage is at 10% divided by 2. That will be the average. So basically C load V 90% minus V 10% divided by I average of the two extreme conditions, 90% and 10%. So obviously when it is at 90% in the beginning, or when output is VOH or even very slightly falling, so then initially the NMOS will be in the saturation region. So this formula we can use Kn dash by 2 W by L VGS minus VT0 and whole square. And if it is coming below 50%, below VOH minus VTN or below VDD minus VTN, then linear equation can be used. So basically the at 90% we can use this current equation, but at 10% it is much below of the VDD minus VTN. So this linear equation can be used Kn dash by 2 W by L to VGS minus VT0 and VDS minus VDS whole square. So this one we are going to apply. So first part you have to calculate the average, I average during the falling of the output pulse. So it is half IC V in equal to VOH and V out equal to V 90%, and plus IC V in equal to VOH, V out equal to 10%. So in this case, second IC will be linear current equation will be used. Here saturation current equation will be used. So obviously here V in equal to VOH means 5. VOH is basically 5 volt. VOH is equal to VDD, and V out is equal to it is 90% of the just 90% of 5 volt you are calculating. It is 4.5. Similarly, the IC when V in equal to same VOH, but V out is only 10%. So 10% you are considering means it is only 0.5. So V out is only 0.5. So two equations. One is saturation current equation, K n dash by 2 W by L V in minus VT0 n whole square. Second equation is K n dash by 2 W by L into 2 V in minus VT0 n V out minus V out whole square. So V out here you can consider 0.5 volt, and also V in is 5 volt, VT0 n is 1 volt. So all putting together, then I average during the falling, it is coming 0.988 milliampere. So I average you got, then you can calculate the fall time, which is C load into delta V 90% to 10%, and I average, and C load V 90% minus V 10%, V 90% 4.5, and V 10% is 0.5, and C is given 1 picofarad, and average current is now 0.988 into 10 power minus 3 milli, means it was this much milliampere. So by putting all these together, it is getting, we are getting 4 nanosecond. So this is the delay by average current method. Not delay, it is the fall time by average current method, fall time of the output pulse. Let us now move further. We have already done, but again, if you want, we can again recall that how it is calculated, how differential model is used. We can see that the output is switching from V means minimum to high condition. Input is switching from low to high. So low value is VOL, which is 0, and high value is VDD. So when it is switching from low to high, and though it is we are considering that it is a without delay, without any delay. So if it is a pulse which has no any significant delay, so it is switching from here to here without taking any time, we can assume. So at the same time, output will start falling because the input is now high. Then output will start falling, but it will not come down immediately. It has some delay, so it is taking some time to fall up to T1, from T0 to T1, and then again taking some time to fall from T1 to T2, and during this from this T0 to T1, in this region, NMOS transistor is in saturation because here voltage is VOH, second voltage is VOH minus VTN. So when it is output voltage is between VOH and VOH minus VTN, it was in saturation region. As voltage, output voltage goes just below below VOH minus VTN, it becomes in linear region. So here to here it is in linear region. So in this case, during the integration, we will take ID in saturation. Here we will take ID in linear region, and up to 50% it is calculated. So then we find out the two type of delay, means T1 minus T0 and T2 minus T1, and then add together. Then we will find TPHL. So TPHL is basically this complete delay, means from T0 to T2, whatever total time. So that is done here, because first part, if you are integrating from T0 to T1, then this ID is taken in saturation region, Kn V in minus VT0 n whole square by 2, or V in is basically here, V in is from this diagram we can see at this time when it is when output is falling, V in is VOH. V in is equal to VOH. So therefore we are taking V in is equal to VOH, and here V in is equal to VOH. Then by putting all together and using the differential current model, then dt integral of dt from T0 to T1, and basically it will give T1 minus T0. This is the first delay, first part of the delay. So by putting in that means because here equation I have told that C load divided by IC means capacitor current, which is minus ID, then dV out. So in that way, our in this way, this part we are calculating basically C load, VDD, and up to VDD is here VOH, so we can also write VOH, then VOH minus VT0N, then 1 upon IC is basically 1 upon IDN, then dV out. So this is first part we are calculating. Then second part, it is broken here, so in broken we are calculating and explaining. So by breaking it, so VOH to VOH minus VT0N dV out. Other terms are constant, Kn, VOH minus VT0N and Cl, all are constant taken outside. So by integrating and then solving, this is now T1 minus T0 is 2Cl VT0N divided by Kn VOH minus VT0N whole square. Further, in the second part, when integrating here from T1 to T2, so then again second delay we can get, integrating from T1 to T2, and in that case NMOS transistor is in linear region, so the linear region equation Kn VOH minus VT0N V out minus half V out whole square. This is we are putting here for the current, and then this integral is now integral dt from T1 to T2 is giving T2 minus T1, and this is finally solving all. We are getting Cl Kn VOH minus VT0N ln 2 VOH minus VT0N minus VOH plus VOL by 2 VOH plus VOL by 2, this much, but VOL is 0 and VOH is VDD by 2. So here VDD by VOH is VDD, here VDD we can put, and VOL we can put 0, then it can be more simplified. But anyway, by adding, we can simplify later on. By adding T1 minus T0 plus T2 minus T1, both the delay, then it is TPHL. So this is the final equation, CL divided by Kn VOH minus VT0N 2 VT0N minus divided by VOH minus VT0N ln 4 VOH minus VT0N by VOH plus VOL minus 1. So this is the equation which is coming. And for the rise time, it is not means here not I am giving detail, but rise time during the rising edge, TPLH can be calculated. It is during that time P mass will be on and N mass will be off. So at that time here again initially the P mass will be in saturation. After some time after VDD minus this VGS minus VT mod of VTP. If it is below that, then it is becoming in linear region. So that that part also similar calculations are there. If we do, then we are getting CL by KP VOH minus VOL minus VT0P, and then 2 VT0P VOH minus VOL minus VT0P mod. Then ln of 4 VOH minus VOL minus VT0P by VOL plus VOH minus 1. So these are the results. As here it is explained. If you are you are interested in more detail, so it is integrated TPLH is equal to C load KP this much, this result, and since VOH is VDD, we can put VDD, and VOL we can put 0. So this is simplified version. Instead of making VOL every time, this one VOL and this VOH, it can be replaced. VOH can be replaced by VDD, VOL can be replaced by 0. Then it becomes TPLH becomes C load. Here it is 0. Then KP VDD minus VTP mod, and such bracket 2 VTP mod, then divided by VDD minus VTP ln 4 VDD minus VTP divided by VDD minus 1. So this is the low to high delay during low to high transition, and rise time fall time calculation method we also know. Suppose you want to here T1 T2 we have taken, how we have taken in this graph, T0 to T1, then T2 we are going. So similarly, instead of 50%, here we are coming up to 50% only, and we are starting from the VOH. For rise time, for fall time, we can start from V 90% and we can go up to V 10% here somewhere. So V 90% will be T0, and then this point VOH minus VTN, it will be T1, and then final point will be T2, and then in this way we can calculate also. So right and fall time calculation also similar. Here it is explaining that T1 how to decide. So V out when output voltage drops to 90% means 0.9 times VDD. So when V out is at starting point 9% of VDD and going to VDD minus VTN. So this is time T1, and also it is for the NMOS, and for the rise time, when rise time you are calculating means propagation delay during the falling edge, means output is falling, but you are calculating means fall time, then you have to take NMOS into consideration 0.9 of VDD to VDD minus VTN. But if you are calculating rise time, then V out should rise from 0.1 VDD to VTP for PMOS in saturation. Similarly, so T2 can be also calculated when fall time calculating. So V out is dropping from VDD minus VTN up to 0.1%, while NMOS is in saturation. In linear. Here NMOS was in for T1 NMOS was in saturation, but here it is in linear region. And during rising edge, if you have to calculate T2, then V out is rising from VTP to up to 0.9%, while PMOS now becomes linear. Previously it was in saturation. So T rise time, fall time, it is T1 plus T2. So this is the methodology it is given. Not we are not deriving the formula. We are talking about how to calculate. As average current, how to take, I have already explained that during the problem, that average current is taken in this way, that if output is falling from maximum VDD and then up to 50%, so average is taken by I1 plus I2 by 2. I average in the average current model, it is taken that I1 is taken here somewhere when input was maximum, output was maximum, that is VOH. And when output is at 50%, then what is the current? So current at when output was VOH, then plus current when output is at 50%, add together, then divided by 2. This is I average in average current model. Average current model, which is here TPHL and TPLS. That during the problem we have discussed. Also, let us see few more things like instead of if inverter has input voltage which is applied, which is not a ideal voltage, which is not the ideal. If it is not ideal, then it has some rise time, some fall time, significant rise time and fall time. Previously we have told that it is means very fast switching, almost zero negligible rise time, fall time. But if it has some rise time, fall time, then it can be means it was previously all the results which we have derived here, all these results which we have discussed here, all these TPHL, TPLH, all these TPHL, this one and TPLH, this is valid for the very so rise time of the input pulse is TR. So in terms of because it has some input pulse is applied which is not ideal. So during ideal calculation, whatever formula we got, that from that we will calculate TPHL for the step pulse plus TR by 2 whole square. This can be this empirical formula can be used, TPHL actual for the practical pulse, input pulse. If you are applying some input pulse which has rise time, fall time, in that case TPHL actual is equal to TPHL step pulse plus TR by 2 rise time by 2 whole square. Similarly, TPLH actual pulse TPLH actual of the inverter can be calculated as TPLH step pulse TPLH step pulse square TPLH square for step pulse plus TF by 2 means fall time by 2 whole square. So this is the approximate method, empirical formula for the practical inverter rise time fall time calculation. All these previous calculations which we have talked here about, this one TPLH or TPHL or TPHL, all these were valid for the step pulse. Step pulse is a pulse which is rising very fast. It is not taking any rise time or fall time during the switching from low to high or high to low. So it was ideal case, but in real case it should be modified by this way, that TPHL actual is equal to now TPHL whole square for step pulse plus TR by 2 whole square, where TR is rise time of the pulse, and TPLH actual is equal to TPLH whole square step plus TF by 2 whole square for the pulse. So now it is done. Okay, all these also few more examples and other things we will see, and also power dissipation we will see. So all this part we will deal later on. So now it is we are stopping here. Let us stop here. One minute. Let me download the attendance. Okay, so now stopping the recording.